It is Wednesday. It is hump day. Never really liked that phraseology, but okay, it's hump day, and we're pushing to the weekend. The story today is more heat in the Inland Bay valleys. That's Livermore and Concord and Walnut Creek and Evergreen and Morgan Hill and Gilroy. And then areas around the bay will cool a little bit as well, or will cool. Inland will cool a couple of degrees. The sea breeze is working its way up. Today's going to be another pretty hot day. Not as hot as yesterday, but the trend is cooler weather through the week. So let's take a peek. First thing you note, let's go here. We'll look at the fog. This is the visible satellite image linked to this page if you want to look at it. Listen, if I were you, I would have this visible more than anything else I link to, just because right now we want to go to the beach. Oh, looks like a good day, especially in San Francisco's Ocean Beach. Looks nice. You can get a real good vibe for what's going on. And you can also get an air quality feel too, because you can see where the smoke is and where the smoke is not. This is the Park Fire. It's up over 400,000 acres. It's burning pretty aggressively. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. And then down south here, it's not really picking up, but down kind of just north of 50, US 50, there's a new fire burning in an area that is pretty remote, which is fortunate, but it's an area that has the potential to be a lot of fire growth because it's a lot of terrain, and there's a lot. There have been burns in the area, but not a lot of fresh burns. This is the Park Fire right now, and you can see this is the burn scar. This is where it started. I pull up this picture because this is from Colby Mountain, which has been a really good site for us. And I'm not a fire expert. I got a bunch of buddies who are, and they give me good information. But this is Colby Mountain Camera 2. And as we go through the next couple of hours, the last 5 hours, let's see in the morning how the fire, it bounces around. Dang, I should have checked this first. There we go. Okay. And you see how the fire's starting to build. Watch what it does in the next couple hours. It starts to go vertical and you start to get a pyrocumulus cloud. That's an indication of strong fire growth. This is in the last 5 or 6 hours. This is pretty much in the last 15 minutes right there. So you can see it's really growing. It's getting a lot of burn. They're doing their best to contain it. The next couple of days are going to be pretty much critical for this fire because they're still waiting on the cooler weather to come, which for them, we're going to get our cooler weather right away, but for them, for northern and central valley and foothills, the cooling doesn't really get here till late Saturday and Sunday. There'll be a little cooling, but it's still going to be hot as heck. It's 103 forecast for that fire zone with low humidities. So they're in it for sure. They're fighting it hard, and you can see the hot spots right here. This is where the fire is most active, and that's where we were looking. We were looking from this area. If you see this camera, see that camera there? We were looking from here up to there. This is watchduty.org. You may want to check that out. It's a great site. Okay, and this is Purple Air. You have access to all this stuff, by the way, and which is awesome because when I started this business, you didn't have access to stuff. We didn't have the internet. I could go. I know it's old man Martin telling stories, but we didn't have the internet. You would call people, or you'd watch Willard Scott, and he'd have somebody in Michigan, and it'd be smoky, and the air quality would be bad. You'd have to assume a lot from, we had very few resources. Now, I mean, first of all, look where the fires are burning. Look where the air quality is the worst, which is where the fires are burning. The Bay Area and California, generally in yellow. Up by the Park Fire, you are in bad air quality. Up in by Shasta, up by Chico. And these people have been breathing this air for day after day after day for at least a week now. And what happens at night, I always say this, but it's true, the fire settles down and the smoke drains down through those drainage basins and leaks out into Red Bluff. I mean, look at the numbers in Red Bluff. I mean, that's Beijing numbers in terms of just bad air quality. Redding as well. And those are pretty decent sized cities. Yuba City, not so bad. Chico on the outskirts out by the river, not so great. So why do I point this out? I think because as I get older, I realize how important air quality is. I mean, I always did, but now I really realize it because I'm older. And like I was up on that fire in let me pop this back on while I communicate directly with you. I was up on that fire. I was fishing last weekend when the Park Fire started, and it was good fishing, by the way, up on the pit. But the smoke was so bad. We're not going to stop, but we were hammering up and down the river and, 8-hour, 9-hour days, climbing around, whatever. but you're breathing that stuff. And I tell you, I had a little raspy throat and a little bit of cough when I got back, and I thought, God, it's a good thing I don't have asthma or something like that. So anyway, that's why you look at the air quality. I want to show you this. I'll pop my picture out now. This is the GFS. This is, let me see if I can pull this in. Thanks for being patient with me. Here we are. I know you're like, whatever, Bill, don't show us this map. But there's California, okay? And what I really want to show you is this area up here, that's the Aleutians, and that's where the storms are born. And there's a storm being born up there. And it's going to have an impact on us, and it's going to have a huge impact on those fire zones as we get into early next week. So here we go. Let's see, I'll pop this off. We'll do this here, and we'll start it moving. And we go forward. Here's Thursday, and you can can you still see where we are? We're under this ridge of high pressure right there. See California, the outline. I'll put it in again. Just if you're with me this long, you're with me. So there's right there, right? So you can see, and you see that little trough. See right here, that area dipping down. We'll keep watching that area. And then you'll see it dipping down, and right, that's cooler weather. That's on next Tuesday, Wednesday. Look at that real deep trough forming. You talk about fireproof in the state. Look at this. What is this? This is next weekend. I mean, that's rain in Northern California potentially. It's certainly in Oregon. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you see right in there. I mean, look at that thing. So that's next week. We'll keep an eye on it. Actually, that's actually August 21st. But for the next, after we get through this weekend, we are in potentially for a significant cooling period, which, right, that's what you need, and especially for our friends on the fire lines. What do we got here? Okay, so we got the live picture. You can see the fog kind of been torn away from the coast. It will reform tonight. You can see the fog, right? But remember we looked at the visible satellite? We looked at it here, and you can see where the fog is. It's basically clear offshore. And then we come back here, and you can see, oh, there it is. So we're looking at a satellite. Now we're using our eyeballs. And that's the beauty of these Surfline cameras is you can go check things. Is it raining at the beach? Is there big surf at the beach? Is there anything at the beach? You can even check traffic on this camera on the Great Highway, which I do sometimes. This is the current temperatures. These are the current temperatures. Let's take a look. I did something a little different here. I put together a temperature forecast page just because I realized you're like, yeah, you're talking a lot, but you got to give me something tangible. These are the forecast highs for today. And they're not bad. I mean, it's pretty hot, but not as hot as yesterday in the terms of the forecast. Generally under 100 degrees. The Bay, 69 in San Francisco, 76 in Oakland. Concord, 98, not way out of line, but pretty warm, right? Now, there is, in San Jose, it's going to be 90 today. The National Weather Service did extend the forecast to put, what they do? They put in the, there it is, right there. Guy got all stuttery. They put in the heat advisory for another day for Sacramento, or for San Jose. And then these are the big numbers. These are the numbers that strike me. These are the valley numbers, and these numbers aren't really going to change much till we get to the end of this weekend and next week. The Central Valley stays hot like this. Even though we get a sea breeze, we're cooling down. They are not. They're going to continue in the 100s. So you can see our friends that are fighting fires up there, that is some nasty, nasty stuff. A nasty time of year to be fighting fires. So they're going to get some help. There will be help coming, but not right away. The forecast then, there's the 5-day forecast, and you can see temperatures trending down. That's a lot of everything, but if you do take anything from this today, just bookmark the darn visible satellite image. You can see air quality, you can see fog, you can see smoke, you can see a lot of things. So it's just a good tool, and I know that you, if you're watching this, you are inclined to learn and want to know more. These tools will really help you make forecasts on your own, and so you don't have to wait till 6 o'clock on Sunday night to get the weather. Okay, we'll see you soon.